Hi there, it's Laura, and I just wanted to come on today and share with you some breathing techniques to help with shortness of breath, especially with this virus going around, respiratory virus, anxiety that can happen from it, and just people wanting to be in a place of prevention and strengthening of their lungs. These techniques could be really helpful for you. I know they've been helping me, being an asthmatic since childhood, and not only feeling more ease in my breath, but more confidence in my body and my ability to breathe well. So this first breath is called pursed lip breathing, and I'll show it to you here initially with a straw. Excuse me. So you can take a small straw. Sometimes there's bigger straws, and the bigger holes don't provide that same resistance and access to creating the support for the airflow that really can benefit you. So a smaller straw, put it to your lips, and simply blow out. When you do this, you can put a hand on your belly and see what happens. You might notice your belly pulling back, and you might even notice a sensation of not only the belly pulling back, but the pelvic floor slightly lifting. And so what's happening is breathing into the straw creates a narrowing of the airway and more resistance. So it requires more support to blow out the air. And that support comes from your tummy muscles and comes from your pelvic floor muscles. And these muscles can help to really empty out the lungs, fully release the diaphragm, because the diaphragm is this dome-shaped muscle, the primary muscle of respiration underneath the lungs, and it contracts when you inhale, drawing down and wide, opening the ribs, creating space for the lungs to fill. And then when you exhale, it relaxes up as the lungs recoil and empty out their air. So when we have a longer breath, when we have to breathe through resistance or through effort, such as when we're exercising, out running, we end up using these secondary muscles of breath and of exhalation. And these abdominal muscles not only help us to empty out our lungs and free up our diaphragm for the exhale, but then in turn free up the inhale, the following breath, creating improved mechanics and improved inhale, which is what we need when we are in a place of shortness of breath. So without the straw, you would simply purse your lips together and notice the same activation of the belly as you exhale. And you'll start noticing more freedom and ease in your inhale because that diaphragm is functioning better and you're creating more demand for the inhale by exhaling fully. The next breath that can be helpful to free up and sort of retrain the diaphragm is a little more intensive a breath. It's called Kapalabhati, or fire breath. It's a yogic breath. So maybe not quite recommended if you're in a really acute respiratory distress. But I found with my states of having asthma and having shortness of breath, especially when it's around anxiety, that this fire breath can really help to free up the diaphragm and create more ease in the following inhale. So the fire breath is a series of short and fast exhales, and you're just focusing on exhaling and trusting the inhale to come involuntarily. You don't have to take an inhale. So it'll look like this. Inhale. Just like that. So just 5 little quick exhales in a row. You can do maybe up to 10 when you're first doing this. I wouldn't do a whole lot more than that at first. You don't want to get lightheaded. And if you do have a heart condition, you probably don't want to do this. You definitely want to consult a doctor. But what that does, we're exhaling. We're really getting a strong burst of force, propelling the exhale out using a strong action through the stomach. And then that inhale, the diaphragm just really involuntarily works efficiently. The diaphragm is really activated because it has been stimulated by that exhale to fully release through with the support of the stomach muscles. So I hope that helps you out. I know they help these breathing techniques, and there's so many others, help me out tremendously. And if you'd like to see how these techniques can be brought into more of a full class or yoga class, I have some classes that I have been sharing here online on my YouTube channel. And they're free to the public in service of everyone in this time, a series of classes for exploring how to create lung health. And so there's a class, I think it's the second one, where we really look at how to create release in the diaphragm. So we use some of these breathing techniques I just shared here, plus all kinds of positional release, different yoga postures, and further breathing exercises. So please feel free to check that out, and I'm here for you, and please continue to be well, breathe well, and we'll get through this together. Thank you.